Welcome back to another episode of Excuse My Grandma. It's Kim and my co hosts.
Grandma Gail.
We haven't done a one on one pod in a while, like the two of us.
Well, because you were in Newport partying, and I was in Europe, not partying, but celebrating. So,
I had a wedding. You did an anniversary trip with Poppy, your annual trip.
trip, right.
A lot of people did write in wondering how your trip went because you talked about going, but you haven't
Well, we're
given
going to
the
talk
recap.
about it today, Kim, in detail.
Yeah, I want to hear. But first, everybody who is listening, please remember to rate the podcast and leave a review. It really matters when looking at the popularity of our show. We always say, Grandma needs to pay her bills. We need to do well here. So if you don't know how to rate or review your podcast, there are three dots. Just look for the three dots on your screen of the platform you're listening on, whether it's Apple or Spotify. Click those three dots and you'll see a rate show or something along those lines. And give us 5 stars and tell us how much you love the show and share with your friends. Really means a lot to us. So
And Kimmy's wearing some of our merch today, not
I
my type hat.
am. I'm wearing
I
my Not
noticed
My
that.
Type
Well, it's
hat.
been sunny in New York. The last week, it's been so beautiful. So that's a perfect thing to protect your beautiful skin, sweetheart.
Oh, thanks. Well, they're also available on Amazon. So it's
Naturally.
really easy. Just write in on Amazon, excuse my grandma hat, and they'll pop right up. There's the not my type saying in black and in pink. And then there's also the excuse my grandma saying. And let us know if there's anything else you want to see on a hat that,
Go away, Grandma.
something like that. Um, okay, let's get into the Europe trip.
Okay, I'll start. Firstly, it was a very nice trip. I mean, I have to say, it's always a privilege to go away. And we were celebrating every year an anniversary, a big anniversary. So it was fun. We got on a plane. I'm telling you now, this is a trip about trains, trains, and automobiles. It's
Trains,
very
planes, automobiles.
planes, trains,
Yeah.
and
What is
automobiles.
that from, by the way? Because I always say, is it from a movie? It was a
I think it
movie,
was a
right?
movie. It was a
Yeah.
movie. I think honestly, as you get older, it's so difficult to travel. Firstly, the flight going over to Europe was a plane that I think was built before I was born. So it was an old Delta flight. I
You
don't
know,
know.
by the way, Zach showed me this. You can check how old your plane is on your phone.
What are you going to do when you get on the plane? You're
Well,
going to
no,
say, "Oh,
but
I'm sorry, I can't get on this plane. It's a very old plane."
technically,
You mean when you book it?
I don't know if it's when you book it or if it's like 24 hours in advance or something like that, but you can see, and if it's really old, you can switch it.
Well, if you're lucky enough to get another flight, that's the other conversation we're going to have on this trip. So we got on the flight. Everybody was very nice. We don't eat on the plane, so it
Did you
was
bring food?
no, we had something in the lounge, and
Oh,
we're really not
Poppy
that
like
hungry.
looks forward to the
He
lounge
loves the lounges. He spends more time in lounge. We could have really just booked a trip in the
in
lounges
the
that we
airport
went,
lounge, but
and
you
in the train, and we could just go sit in the
that's
train
so
VIP.
gross. Although it's really nice now. Like, have you ever done the Delta One?
Well, that was the whole situation. The
Oh,
Delta one was closed.
have you done that before?
No, no.
Apparently, it's insane.
They say it's gorgeous, but it was closed. So we
Oh.
just went to a regular whatever Delta lounge. But that we get on the plane, we basically
Wait,
go to
sorry, one
bed.
question. Did you fly Delta?
Flew Delta over,
But
not a coming back.
if you did the Delta One experience, you should ask for like a credit if the lounge wasn't open, because that's part of the whole experience.
Oh, really? All right. Well, all right. I'm not going to get into that
Okay.
because it was beyond. So we get on the plane, and there's another couple. They have these seats. First of all, that you feel like you're going, like I was going into the MRI machine. They're so low. They're so and I'm
Oh.
tiny. And there was, I don't know
And
how,
let's not tell
Poppy
everyone
goes
how
right
you
to
had
sleep.
to
No,
get out of the MRI machine for
squeezing the ball. I got out. That was a bad moment. Anyway, I finally got to the level that I liked. I put the covers on and I went to sleep. I got up and there's a couple, they've got, you're on a catty corner. And I see another couple sitting across from me that looked very nice. We were smiling at each other. That was the end of it. We get off the plane. I'm going to tell you what
I was
happened.
like,
We get to
I
the
hope there's a
we
punchline.
we go to this little boutique hotel, which by the way, I couldn't figure out who recommended this. This has been going on for 2 months.
So you
Um,
were scared that you just saw a TikTok somewhere and thought
that's what I
and, like,
thought.
wrote it down and then thought that maybe it was a recommendation,
Right. That's what I thought I had done.
which there's nothing wrong with looking at social media for recommendations. I do that all the time, but, like, not one video and then you just book it.
Well, guess what? Whatever it was, we go into the hotel. It was wonderful. That was the best part of Paris, actually. The hotel was a charming little boutique
Do
hotel,
you wanna shout it out?
Le Burgundy. I showed pictures of it on Instagram. I loved it. Concierge was great. The manager was great. Very small.
By the way,
Um,
everyone loved your Instagram story takeover. A lot of comments about
well, I was trying your method. I was turning the camera. I was
yeah.
doing it, so I'm learning.
Mhm.
But it was fun. I walk in. The minute we walk into the hotel, three couples from a club in Long Island recognized me and said, "Oh, how are you?" And blah blah blah. Turned out one of those girls I play bridge with at the same bridge club that I play in Manhattan, and she was the one who recommended the hotel. So the
Yeah, you
mystery
figured
was
it out.
solved. The mystery was solved.
By the
Okay.
way, I think it was a Curb Your Enthusiasm joke or something, but when they were like someone on vacation asked them to have dinner and they were like, "I don't have dinner with you in New York. Why would I have
Well,
dinner with you on vacation?"
well, this was the funniest thing because I haven't seen this woman, I don't think, since she recommended the hotel.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I said, "Oh my gosh, that's where I heard about the hotel." So Paris was beautiful as usual. Now, my big problem is, and this is the problem, and I'm going to discuss this because I love to travel and I've always traveled. Every year I made several trips overseas to different places. I basically think Europe is having a downturn. The traffic, if you think the traffic in the big cities in the States is bad, wait till you go overseas. First of all, there are no bike rules.
Is it
So,
possible you're
yes.
going to touristy places?
Absolutely. Well, Paris is the
Right.
ultimate tourist place.
In the same way as New
Well,
York is, but if you went to like a random French town,
oh,
you
of
wouldn't
course
have that
not. But we're
experience.
not doing that.
But
So,
there's no way to not tell
well, we
people.
never saw I never saw traffic like it was this year. I was just there a year ago, and the bikes are out of control. I think more and more people, because it's so expensive to get fuel diesel for their cars, are using bikes as means
Mhm.
of
And
transportation.
it's fun in a new city sometimes to bike around.
No, we weren't biking, the
No, I'm
Parisians were
saying
biking.
oh,
No, no,
how
no,
do you know
these
they
are
were
locals
Parisians and not
because they're all going to work, and they're going in the morning, and they're going
oh,
late
well,
in the afternoon.
remember in Emily in Paris, that guy in the office, like, with the crazy hair, he would
Uh-huh.
always bike?
Well, I'm telling you, this has become a whole thing there, and they don't have to observe the rules. They go in for the I said to the taxi drivers when we got in the car several times, he said, "This is worth your life here. If you don't pay attention, they come to the left, they come from the right." Anyway, so
I
Paris was
think you
fine.
need to pick your battles because you complain about the bikes here too, but it's not changing.
I know, but I think they have to have some kind of system that if they're on bikes, and I feel the same way in New York, that they have to follow the same rules. They can't just go through lights or make lefts when they're not supposed to be
Yeah.
making
It's
lefts.
another Grandma Gail for mayor
Yeah,
moment.
oh,
I feel like
I definitely should be running now. I mean, there's no question that somebody should nominate me for
yeah.
the mayorship.
We,
I would do a better job.
every time we get in a taxi, I feel like you wanna discuss with the driver about the bike situation.
And they're very nervous about it. They
Yeah,
don't
they're
wanna
not
have
happy about
they're
it.
not happy because, if they, unfortunately could hit these delivery people or
Mhm.
just a regular biker, they're
Just,
you
like,
know,
a lot,
it's
yeah.
a lot. Okay, so now I don't know what possessed Poppy, but we figured out the restaurants we were going to before we made the trip because it's very hard to get into any of the restaurants in Europe. It's the same as
And
in
where
New
do you
York
get
City.
your recommendations from?
From friends who've been, and we love, by the way, we love the new Restoration Hardware restaurant. So we go to this wonderful new building off the Champs-Elysees, which all the restoration furniture in it, which
Mhm.
is a treat. And then, but it's in a French building with the gold and bronze
I feel like it's
staircases.
the opposite of the New York one, which is really minimal.
Low key. This looks like you're in Versailles
Yeah.
or maybe in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
Very gold and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then they have an atrium, all glass on the top floor where they have lunch or dinner or
Like the
whatever.
New York one.
But this is much prettier.
Yeah, but they
This
have
is
the atrium
really
with the glass in New
yes.
York.
This is so beautiful. We sit down. Poppy said it's the best thing he's had. It was our last day, actually, in Paris, and we had lunch, and it was delicious. We had met the manager on the way in, and I don't know, I think she recognized me, which was very sweet. We had a lot of fans, Kim. Everybody
That's
wanted to
great.
know if you were coming. And I said, no, you're
Honestly,
home.
I
You're
should
in
have just gone.
Newport. You should have come with us because everybody wanted to know what you were doing. But anyway, we sit down, we have our lunch.
Which, by the way, like, every time people come up to me and I love it, but they're like, "Where's grandma?"
Well,
And
because
then every time people go up to you, they're like, "Where's Kim?"
they must think that we don't have a life outside each other, which probably
We
is
do
true.
it.
I don't think we do. So now we're sitting there, Poppy pays the bill, and we get up, and all of a sudden, all the alarms went off in the restaurant. Hundreds of people are now going to the exit. There's no, they have a glass elevator. You can't go, naturally, you can't go on the elevator. So now everybody's merging down the different flights of stairs. We go, the manager meets us on the bottom floor. She was standing there. She said, well, how was your experience? I said, well, it was fine up until now. What's happening? She said, we have an issue. There's a wire that we took over this building. They'd only opened 11 days ago. So it was something, it was another vendor in there before, but Restoration Hardware redid it. Evidently, they can't find this loose wire that's somewhere connected in the kitchen. And when they have too many dishes in the kitchen, the alarm goes off. Well, all I could think about, we paid the bill, but if you were in the middle of lunch and they emptied you out, do you pay your bill? I don't think so. I think all those people just had to
Dine
leave
and dash. I mean, I wouldn't feel good about leaving and not
and
paying.
not eating.
Oh,
Let's
they
say
didn't eat?
well, I don't know. They were in
Oh,
the
then no,
people
why
were
would
in
you
the
pay?
middle.
What would you pay for?
Well, you could pay for a first course, but let's say we're having a main
Oh.
course. I don't think we left. I don't know if they ever went back in. I have
Depends, like, if they told me it's gonna be resolved in 10 minutes, I would wait, but if they were like, "I don't
well,
know,"
that's the whole
then I
thing.
might be like, "Maybe I'll come back tomorrow and give you a tip." I mean, I don't know,
I
you
don't
know
know.
what I'm
The whole
saying?
thing was, but the place is beautiful. They're going to get a hold of that. So that was fine. That was Paris. It was fine. There were no great art shows when we were there. So that's always a disappointment. We went to the Louvre. We did a little bit of that,
Well,
which is
also,
always lovely.
this was your what year anniversary?
62.
62nd anniversary,
Correct.
Paris is a romantic city. Did you and Poppy do anything romantic?
We were in taxis all the time. Was that romantic? We went from one part of
No.
Paris. That was the other thing I was going to say. When you're planning this thing, which we didn't think about, the traffic is so terrible. You really should plan restaurants somewhat adjacent to your hotel.
Planning can be romantic, but there was no hand holding, there was no,
No, we
like,
are not holding
rose
hands.
he got you
Oh no,
flowers?
well wait, now wait. So now we go down the last day. Now they're threatening a strike. This is what I was going to say. Europe, I think the young people in all the Western countries are having issues right now. They can't have, they don't have jobs, or they want more pay, or they want more time off, and the economy is not great. Europe's economy is not good at all, especially London and Paris, and I think Germany's right there with them. They're suffering, so they're striking all the time. So when we got back to our hotel after that lunch, the concierge said to us, Mr. Rudnick, they're scheduling a strike Thursday, and I think your train goes in the morning. I think you should make an earlier train and get out because they could close the roads, which they do, and then you can't get out of the city. So now Poppy was hysterical
Oh
as
my
he
god.
when things don't go
Yeah,
exactly the way he wants it.
yeah.
So now we're packed up, and he says, "I'm ready to leave." I said, "Well, we can't leave today. We're going tomorrow." So we got to the train station early, which was good because this is what I was gonna say, the crowds are so tremendous. Like you say, tourists are all over, and I think between Paris and London, those are people who work also early in the morning. They go for the
I
day
don't
and
know,
come
cause
back.
even, Zach and I took the train to Newport for my friend's wedding,
Right,
and, I guess from Penn
right,
Station,
packed.
packed,
I
and our
people are no one's sitting home.
no, like, even he was like, "I've never seen it this busy," and the, like, line wrapped around to even get down to the
Well, that
train.
was the same with us. So we got on the train, everything was fine. We arrive in London. We get to our hotel. Unfortunately, this is a tip I'm gonna send out to you. There's no point getting to a hotel before 3 o'clock because they don't have your rooms ready. So, I mean, this was
Yeah.
was annoying. So, I said, let's not wait here. We got there about 12:30. I said, "Let's just go for lunch,
And
and
leave
we'll,"
your bag in the
and which
lobby.
is what we did.
Yeah.
So we went out, and we came home. We were meeting friends for dinner, which was really nice. We spent the weekend with another couple there, and we had a good time. Um, we get up after the first, or we're sleeping the first night. We get up, and the phone rings at 5:30 in the morning. I jumped out of I should have realized who would be calling me on a house phone, because my children would never know the number of the hotel. They would be calling me on a cell.
Right.
But when the phone rings and you're in a
You're
dead
just, like,
sleep,
rattled.
you get very upset.
Yeah.
So I pick up the phone. Hello, hello. Nobody's on the other end. So
But why wouldn't they say if it was a wake-up call, why wouldn't they say, "Hi, it's your wake-up call?"
I don't know. Maybe they realized halfway through the
Yeah.
call
That it
that
was
they rang the
wrong?
wrong room. So I didn't go back to sleep. We got up, we had breakfast in the room early, and then we were ready to leave at 7:30 in the morning. We had no place to go. But anyway, to make a long story short, the art, we saw some wonderful art in the Royal Academy in London. That was the best. We saw an Ansel and Kiefer show, and they did a he had studied and looked at the Van Gogh painting, so it was his interpretation of the Starry Night, and it was wonderful. So that was a good thing. Well, London had much more to do art-wise than Paris. For whatever reason, Paris is sort of just getting revved up now for October.
When you were walking around and stuff, was there something you packed that came really useful, like sneakers or a certain bag that you're happy you brought?
No, because I really took my plastic Goyard bag, which puts everything in, and I really didn't even think about it, because I wore the same black pants and the sweaters that I wear in the city,
Yeah.
and I even wore jeans, which I never would have worn or never taken a couple of years ago. I was wearing jeans and a sweater, and the weather was beautiful in London. One day was 80 degrees, which I was the day I televised on our Instagram, which was
Mhm.
beautiful. I mean, it was
Do
like summer-like.
Also, do you feel like you took more pictures this trip than, like, previous trips being now a content creator
Yeah,
or
well, I thought about it more.
yeah.
I thought about it more, and
'Cause when
I showed you the new, it was the old American Embassy, and I took a tour of that, and I thought I shot that over to you. I don't know,
oh,
if
I don't
maybe
think
you
I
didn't
got
put that.
that.
I don't
But
know.
also, I feel like my generation, like, we basically sometimes travel just for the
I
photo,
know, well, I never
and
did
we
that.
are, like, picking all our outfits, thinking about, "Okay, I'm gonna take a picture in this at this place,"
Right.
so we have a whole curation of things, like, it's basically
A
if you didn't
photo
take the
shoot.
picture, did you really go?
Right, well,
And do you think
I
like
never did
that
that.
or
No, I only did this for you to really see where we were, and, so everything was great in London. We went to the countryside one day. We saw Waddesdon Manor, which is a beautiful old estate built in the late 1800s,
was
and
it near Soho Farmhouse?
no, that's the Cotswolds. This is the
Oh,
opposite. This is 2 hours, like going out to the Hamptons from
yeah.
Manhattan, but it's a different direction, and a beautiful grand estate. Left the way a foundation, it's left the way it was when it lived in. So they even have flowers on the table, and it's beautiful, and the grounds are magnificent. We took a garden tour, which Poppy loved. It somehow doesn't look like our gardens, but it was really, really neat and a wonderful day. And then I go to sleep for the second night, and the next morning, guess what? 5 o'clock, the phone rings.
Yeah,
Well, now
terrible.
I'm mad. Now I'm mad.
The
Now
reason I'm not reacting is because 'cause you've already told me this story, by the way.
now I'm mad. I go downstairs. Now I have the manager, the assistant manager. They're apologizing. So the last night, oh, like you said, did they give us anything special? They put rose petals on our
But
bed
that's not
and a
what Poppy
gift.
did, that's what the hotel did.
No, to apologize.
Yes,
Oh,
I
no,
know,
Poppy
but
didn't do
here
anything. Poppy didn't do anything. Poppy planned the trip. That
and
was
what are you
his
gonna do with rose petals?
I threw
Like
them in the garbage. I was First of all, I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed. Now I gotta clean them off his side of the bed and
right,
my
it's
side
almost
of the bed.
worse. Like,
It was
now you're the
now
housekeeper.
now I became the housekeeper. So,
Honestly, they should pay you for staying
well,
there.
it turned out we went down again the last morning. I said, "That's it." And they also the worst insult was they charged us on our bill somebody else's laundry.
So
Now this was a
weird.
first-rate
It's
hotel.
a fancy
It
hotel.
yes, it was a fancy hotel, but I must say it took away 2 stars, but
Mm.
they took money off the bill. They
At least they were,
apologized.
like
They were trying. They were apologetic,
yeah,
but 2 nights in a row for a wake-up call
it's no
when
good.
I had no place to go,
It's no
it
good.
was no good. And oh, and they were striking. So then they had an airline, hacking on between, I think it was Brussels, uh, London, and Germany. so all the computers were out. So now we were going back a different airline, and they said, "We recommend you come not 2 hours, but 3 hours early." I said to Poppy, "Let's just go. We'll just sit in the airport lounge." And,
Yeah.
because we didn't know what but the plane ended up taking off, and it was a very nice flight home. Would I go back again to these
Oh,
cities
I
for a
didn't ask you
while?
that, but you could ask yourself a
I
hypothetical
I'm
question
gonna
if you want.
ask it. I'm
Sure.
gonna say it. I think you're better off not. Go, like you said, to a smaller city that is not as touristy, that doesn't have the same issues that all the big cities now are
Or you do
suffering
like a
from.
night in Paris and then go somewhere else.
Well, that's a lot to go for a night.
No, but I'm saying somewhere nearby,
Oh,
whatever.
okay. You'd have to
I
go,
don't know.
like, to the chateau area, I guess, or something. Anyway, that was our trip. We had a very good time. I'm not going back. I'm gonna be American now. Stay in
Well,
America.
that's what I've been doing. I feel like I've been on the American tour.
I think I'd rather be on your tour.
I'd rather be on your tour
Uh,
because I feel like there's so much culture. In America, like,
well, you
it's
went to Newport, which is
I
magnificent.
went to Newport and I went to Aspen both for weddings. One was Zach's friend, one was my friend. Two totally different vibes, obviously.
Okay.
Aspen, super out like Western
Well,
culture.
you certainly were
I
Western
dressed the
bound.
part.
Did anybody else dress like that?
Walking around Aspen town,
Oh, okay.
everybody was on the same
Same vibe as
agenda.
you.
Everybody either wore denim,
Right.
suede, fringe, or a
Well,
kimosabe hat.
well,
Um,
you had all the
I
stuff,
had all the
kid.
things. I felt very but it was almost like people were it's funny because obviously no one probably dresses like that in their hometown,
Right.
and then you all bring it out, which even some
Right.
people on Instagram commented, and they're like, "Do you think that, like, everybody dresses like cowboys
No.
here?" But honestly, they were.
Okay. All
So,
right.
not cowboys, but,
A
like,
Western look,
Western look.
Western vibe.
Even the aesthetics in some of the stores there are gorgeous,
Oh, I'm sure.
and even those kind of take on the Western aesthetic and have, like, suede couches
Right.
and things, so, and then the Newport vibe is very
Oh,
preppy,
that I
very
love. Right.
nautical, even in the fall, it definitely took on that, like
Sailing
yes.
and outdoor
Ex
look, the Kennedy, image,
Exactly, and both of the well, at least the Newport wedding, I feel like really leaned into that, which
which
is
is
always nice,
good.
like, if you're gonna do it in a place, like, embrace the themes of the
Right.
place,
Right.
and, I mean, when you were planning weddings or going to weddings, um, like, when like, your own wedding and your friends' weddings at the time, like, were there themes?
Well, really, first of all, I don't know. Until recently, we always had weddings in our hometown. We never went to different places. So we did it. If you lived in New York, you did it in a hotel in New York. If you lived in Connecticut, you might come to New York, or you'd go to a hall in your town,
So what would
or
New York theme be?
whatever. Well, they had winter weddings. We had winter weddings.
More classic, maybe?
I was well, yeah, mine was sort of a, fall wedding with
Mhm.
fall colors, and beautiful flowers.
So you're taking on the season more than the place, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't, you don't theme a wedding unless it's really a
Well,
destination.
my friend, the wedding I went to, in Newport, which was beautiful, she, I guess, is, like, part or her ancestors were,
Yeah,
Nordic?
okay,
Wait,
so
is it
she did
Nordic?
yeah,
Or
Nordic, 'cause she came from Denmark or Sweden or
I think so,
okay,
and that was sort of the theme.
okay,
Like, there was,
a lot of
like
herring.
wait, was it Nordic? What is it when you're like a Viking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Scandinavian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. We, like, all read a Nordic prayer
Oh, that's
chant
very
kinda
nice.
thing,
Alright, well,
and,
maybe
like, a
that's
lot
our family. That's a family tradition.
yeah, so I guess, like, you kinda can have a
Right,
theme.
right.
Um,
Well, we would have to have a matzo ball theme or brisket.
yeah,
Could you imagine a brisket theme?
honestly, Poppy would have loved that, I
Yeah,
think.
and so would your father, and
Yeah,
so would your brother.
yeah.
A brisket theme, they could have on a sandwich, dipping or whatever.
Maybe I don't know for a wedding, maybe for something else. Was Poppy a good dancer as a
No.
wedding date?
He was a terrible dancer. Then we went for dancing lessons just to do it together, I think
Yeah.
once or twice, and he was terrible. He had 2 left feet.
Yeah. Well, the good thing now is it's not like we're doing choreographed dances at these
Well,
like,
I've
we're not
seen what you're doing,
well, right.
jumping up and down.
Yeah,
That
everyone
jumping
kinda
is so
jumps or they,
ridiculous.
like, mimic the words and,
Right. It's very different
it's
dancing. It's
very
not like
different.
Dancing with the Stars, that's for sure.
No, but I feel like being a good dancer versus a bad dancer now is, like, whether you even
Feel
wanna
the
go on the
music.
dance
Oh.
floor
Oh,
and
well,
have
you should.
fun, or and some I don't know, some people are, like, awkward and they don't really
Alright.
want to, so I feel like Zach's a good wedding date in that aspect is, like, we always wanna be on the dance floor
Okay.
dancing,
Alright.
but
Does he know the different dances?
no, but I'm
Like, do you
saying
ever
there are no
cha-cha?
different
Are there
dances.
no different dances at all?
No.
Nobody does that.
It just no, you just dance to the song.
Okay. You just move.
You
You
just
just
move
move.
and you, like, sing the lyrics
Okay.
if you know the
Okay.
lyrics.
Alright.
And all the weddings have the same songs pretty much,
They
so
must send
but
it
this
out, central casting, one tape.
yeah. Did you know when you were younger that you wanted a fall wedding?
Well, it wasn't that, but, I got engaged on my birthday, in April, the end of April, and then we just your
Whatever
grandfather
fell a
was
few
still in
months later, yeah.
school, and the minute I knew he was graduating, we were getting married. I mean, there was no point. We didn't drag these things out, and we didn't live together naturally. So,
The
4
timing
months
just
later.
happened that 4 months later was fall.
Yes,
Yeah.
it could have been any time.
Whereas now people create, like, Pinterest
I
boards and they
know,
want
it's
yeah.
overdone. It's overdone, overdone, overthought, and, I can understand why brides have meltdowns because it's too much stress. I mean, it really is crazy and too much to think about, and especially when you're doing these destinations. Well, this one girl lives in, Newport, so
Yeah.
maybe that's a little less. She knows the vendors and things, but people make things up, and they go to Aspen or they go to someplace in, Lake Como. I mean, that's major. I mean, you need people on the ground. You need to be going over to check
Do you
things.
usually like, let's say I have some friends doing European weddings, and so their party planner will have experience
I'm
or be
sure they
based in
must.
London, even if it's in Italy, so they're like there like they have a European market versus
I think it's too much money spent on these things, to be very truthful.
I think it's cool.
Well, I know you think it's everything you think is cool, but
Speaking of brisket, we just had the Jewish holidays, and this episode comes out on Yom Kippur, so I hope we didn't make you too hungry if you are fasting today. So wishing you an easy fast. What did we do for Rosh Hashanah? We had
Mommy made a delicious
yeah.
dinner, but she cooked the brisket the day before, which she doesn't normally do. She didn't tell us this till later when we had a conversation.
Yeah.
She cooked it and she cooked it completely. And then the night of, she put it back in the oven for another hour and a half. So when she cut it, it just fell apart. It was almost like eating pulled
I
pork.
preferred that.
Oh, you did? Oh, I like a whole piece. I don't like to. Now, it was delicious. It tasted good, but she just cooked it about an hour too long. She had to undercook it by a half an hour
Mhm.
and then reheat it the day of, and
Mhm.
then it would be done.
I don't know.
It was
I've
good
never
though,
tried
but her
making a
table looked
brisket, so
beautiful. Brisket is very easy. You can matter of fact, I just was watching Ina Garden make a brisket. It's the easiest thing because it's a one-pot
I
meal.
guess so.
It's not difficult if you get a good piece of meat.
Yeah.
Just put the vegetables in and then your tomatoes and onions and carrots, and you stick it with a little water and
Mhm.
tomato sauce, canned tomatoes, and you cook it for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's like for a beginning cook can do brisket.
Oh, okay.
She had, very good, she served string beans and mashed potato, and what else did mom have? She had,
Kugel, but that she bought
that, and
that.
that wasn't good.
She bought it at Butterfield,
Yeah,
I
we didn't
think.
like that.
There was
It
something
wasn't she
else.
makes better, but she didn't feel like
Oh,
doing it.
like wait, I don't know. There was one more thing.
Well, I think she had a sweet potato for you,
Yeah, there was something else though.
and
I
then
don't
she had
know.
that delicious dessert.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my gosh, that
Lady
Lady M.
M
This
crepe
is
layer cake.
a lady in, I don't know, is she only in New York, Kim, the bakery?
I don't know.
I love the green tea one.
There's
It's like
definitely a few
thousands of
locations.
layers of, very
Crepes.
it's is it crepe or phyllo dough or very,
Oh,
very thin something and then
yeah.
a cream. It's delicious. For
Yeah,
those,
that was good.
you just go get a slice of it. You can even buy it by the slice from the store. It's so good.
Yeah, and then we went to Mark's Off Madison with, like, more
The next
extended
day.
family the
Right.
next night,
And
but I
I
honestly
liked it.
thought no, it was
I
good, and
liked
I
it.
liked I liked the whole setup. I liked Mom's situation better, I think.
Well, mom's situation was small. We only,
But,
she
like, the
only cooked
food
for
and, like, the table, it was
Yeah,
nice,
no,
I don't
she
know.
did beautiful flowers. So it
Yeah,
was a very nice and we went to synagogue
yeah.
and we heard the sermons, which were not inspiring in this day and age. They could have made a little more
I
inspiring a
liked it. Oh,
moment.
well, you weren't there the night before.
No, right.
I
I
liked
watched it.
that.
Well, I watched it on JBS, which is a broadcasting
Yeah.
on TV, and I find, which I did during COVID all the time, they do a wonderful production. I sent them
Yeah.
actually money
But, like, it's so
because I
nice.
think they're
Like
so good for people who can't go
yeah.
to the services. It's beautiful. They televise it in a reform and conservative and
Yeah.
orthodox different
Well, we're
times.
like our temple is very reformed. Like
Yes.
all the songs sound like Disney
Yeah.
songs. They
Exactly.
sound, but my favorite, like I love just listening to their voice
The
because it
music.
sounds like a Broadway show.
Yes, they have beautiful
So that's
voices.
great.
Yes.
And then as I said today when people are listening is Yom Kippur. You're not planning on fasting.
Well, I never fast. You're not supposed to fast if you physically can't. That's what they
You
tell
can.
you.
You definitely can. You just don't
No,
want
I
to.
can't. I can't. I'm too old. I can't. I make it through breakfast, and then somewhere around 2 o'clock, I start
Oh, that's
feeling
not
faint.
terrible.
So, but anyway, it is a day that I do like to listen to the songs and the
Hmm.
prayers. It's my favorite day, and we had a good chauffeur. They blew the chauffeur beautifully on Rosh Hashanah. He did a great job.
I
Makes me feel good. A new year. It's a new
yeah.
year. And everybody forget this stuff that happened in the old years. Get rid of your old thoughts and just do good new thoughts.
Hmm. I used to fast, especially, like, right after college, and I also was really into fitness at the time, so I remember, like, I fasted, did a SoulCycle class, and
Oh,
walked 8 miles in one day,
oh my
and
gosh.
now I won't work out, won't fast, and I'll still eat a ton at break fast like I did fast.
Okay. I don't think you have to do the 8 mile. That's too much anyway.
Yeah, that was a lot
That's
anyway.
that's a punishment unto itself.
So yeah, it feels like a perfect time to be talking about fresh starts and like family. It's a new season. The Jewish New Year, but also just like fall, kids going back to school, just that cultural reset. And so I asked our audience how everyone resets for a new season and what they recommend.
Okay.
A new scent or a new lipstick.
Okay. I can't change the lipstick, but a new scent sounds good.
Yeah, I feel like it
Gives
brings
you
a different atmosphere
yes.
kind of, and um new wardrobe basics. I agree, like cleaning out the
Right.
closet and
Your sweater,
refreshing.
your closet needs to be refreshed.
Mhm. Um I liked this one. Change 3 habits. So like
Ah,
exercise different. If
okay.
you read, listen to music,
Okay.
get up early and walk, like things like that.
Okay.
Um a new hairstyle or color, like highlights or new haircut.
Well, this is if you're not happy with the old. I don't think you have to throw out everything from last year, but the thing is to try to improve. So I think if you don't do enough exercise, put it down in your phone or on your calendar. I have to walk a little bit more today. I mean, do something, but do it in moderation. Not like you did 8 miles and then a soul cycle class and all, and fasted in one day. A gradual change is good.
I feel like it's just a refresh,
Yeah,
though.
exactly. Just make yourself feel good for the new season.
Mhm. Um, someone said, like, you need visuals of what looks you're drawn to, so
Oh, you mean for fashion?
for fashion,
Okay.
like, I use Pinterest a lot and save a lot of outfits that then I can kind of copy with stuff that I have.
I just go in my closet.
Yeah, but you have a better eye, like, some people need help,
Right.
you
All
know?
right. Okay.
But someone said, "You're too young to be a mini Grandma Gail."
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not.
Well, I don't know if you're too young. You're not exactly a mini gal.
Yeah.
We like
Yeah.
to share thoughts. We like to share thoughts and ideas. Don't take us literally on everything, please.
Okay, so let's move on to the drama club.
Okay.
They announced the Super Bowl halftime
I saw
performer,
that.
Bad Bunny.
Right.
Do you know who Bad Bunny is?
I saw him on TV. I didn't realize he's from Puerto Rico. I didn't realize he was as popular as they say gonna be the biggest thing that ever happened, this Super Bowl.
He's very popular. Can you name one song?
Nope.
Figured. Um, I think it's a really good time or place, as they're saying, to showcase Latin music.
Okay. Well,
Um,
that's like the show you wanted to go see. Yeah, the one of the
oh, Buena
Tonys.
Vista Social
Yeah,
Club. Yeah, I mean it's different kind of music, but like
but it's a Latin feel.
to like this massive U.S. audience, and
Okay.
um, who's been your favorite halftime performer ever?
You know what? I never watch it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't watch it. I didn't even watch it when I went to the Super Bowl. I seem to have. I think I went to the
What?
late. I think I went to the
That's the
bathroom.
only part I watch.
No, I didn't.
I could not care less
I
about any of the sport
It's a
parts.
very big hype thing, and it's great for the audience to watch, but,
Mhm.
it's not I don't know any of the stars anymore. They're not putting up people that I would enjoy listening to. Barry Manilow isn't singing at the halftime.
No.
So,
I
I
thought
think I've sort of moved on, and I let the young people hear who they like, which is fine.
I just love how they go so over the top, and it's
They
like
do.
so many dancers, and
Right,
it's so big, and I think
right.
it's just such a spectacle. I liked Rihanna because I feel like she has so many hits. I
Well,
forgot
who
how
was the
many
one
years
that
ago that
lost her
was.
bra? That I was at that
Oh,
Super
was that
Bowl.
J-Lo?
No, I don't think so. Somebody
Let's
has to
ask
help us.
chat. Let's
Ask Chad.
ask chat.
I was at that Super Bowl when they lost the bra.
Okay, wait.
Was it
Which performer at the Super Bowl lost their bra?
well, yeah, well, their
Or like it
bust fell out.
yeah. Let's see what it
I think
says. Um, Janet Jackson?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's exactly correct. I was at that
It
Super
was
Bowl.
2004.
Okay,
Part of her costume was torn off by Justin
right.
Timberlake exposing her right breast.
Exactly.
Crazy.
I was there and I didn't see it.
Well, yeah, it's so you have to be so close
I
probably, but the
prob
cameras see it.
yeah. Went all off.
Crazy. Do they blur it, like, in real time?
No, I don't think they did. I think everybody saw it.
Wow.
It
I'm
was
sure now
it's
everything's taped to their
2004. Oh,
bodies.
that's very interesting. A long 21 years ago.
Rihanna also just had a baby. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, yeah. It's exciting. Okay, next I wanted to say is the Golden Bachelor premiered, like, the
Right.
new season,
Right.
this past week.
I
He's
saw him.
wait, Mel Owens?
I saw him, but I don't think he wants to date anybody over a
Okay,
certain
well, that
age.
was the
That was it.
controversy. The
Yeah,
controversy
that's what I
before
was listening.
filming
Right,
was a comment he made in a podcast, and he
right,
said he wanted to exclude women over 60
right,
with artificial hips and wigs, etc. And then he apologized on the show's premiere.
right.
But like
How
that's
old is he? Do we
66 66, yeah.
okay.
It's just like why are you going on a show for Goldens if you don't want
Have a
to
golden
have a
if he wants a
Golden?
30-year-old.
Right. But I think that he will redeem himself.
Okay.
Or they'll make
He
him
seemed nice.
redeemable in
He
edit.
seemed nice.
Yeah. And I mean, what do you think the biggest red flag is in a man over 60?
Well, I think a man of that age, depending on
Mhm.
what it basically wants unless I can't say it. I can't say it properly. I think most men 65 want a younger girl. They don't want to have somebody that is their own age, unless
Mhm.
it's a friend that they've known forever and perhaps always thought about in their dreams. Most of them want somebody younger. They want somebody on their arm that makes people say, "Oh, look what he got." So I don't know.
I think but maybe some people do want someone who like has their own life
Well,
and
maybe,
is
maybe.
settled
Well,
in
we're going to
that
see.
way.
Well, we're going to
We'll
see.
see.
We're going to see.
Um
What are
la-
the women? Are the
there's
women all gonna
23
be in
women.
are they all in their 60s or 50s?
I think a range of ages like 50
Up.
to 70s.
Okay, so they all have to be over 50.
I believe so,
Okay,
yeah. I don't know where the cutoff
okay.
lies, but last thing is Selena Gomez had her wedding
I know, I saw that.
to Benny Blanco in California. And there were a lot of celebrities there, obviously.
I'm
Taylor
sure.
Swift, Paris Hilton, Steve Martin, Martin Short.
Well, of course.
I wish they like walked her down the aisle to
They
do
should
that
have.
because that would have been so
That would have been
cute.
a hoot.
She wore custom Ralph Lauren. Do you see the
Okay.
dresses?
I didn't see the dresses.
I'll
I'm
show
sure
you
they're
after
beautiful.
this. We can do a
Okay.
video on it.
She's so
It
cute.
was like halter neck style with floral accents and open back. And then she changed into a second dress, and her hair was like kind of old Hollywood bob.
Okay.
Did you expect her to get married this soon? Because they really only announced the
But they yeah,
engagement
but they've been going
recently.
together for a while,
Yeah,
so
enough
they
time.
figured, you know what, when maybe their schedules were free. I a
Yeah,
lot of those kind of people, need to do it when they're not filming. So I'm sure that's
or,
this
like,
season is over.
recording or on
Exactly,
tour or whatever it is
exactly.
because
So
they
they
wrote the
probably
music.
figured this was the perfect time for them.
Yeah, that's probably true.
They
Um,
seem somewhat normal, but
yeah,
who knows?
I
We'll
know, they're just
see.
so likable. Okay, let's do the grandma report. So grandma walked in here, the first thing she said is, "There's a new Labubu store opening in Times Square."
I read it in the Post this morning, and the Post doesn't lie.
Yes, sure. So, the store that the store will be Pop Mart, which is, like, the company behind Labubu.
Okay.
And
It's gonna be crazy.
it's, like, late next year, late
Well,
2026.
maybe that fad is gonna be gone already. I mean, I don't know how long these fads go.
Well, that's my question, like, they signed a 10-year lease
Oh,
apparently,
wow.
and,
Well, maybe
like
they make other things.
they do, they
Well,
do.
so then if they don't push the Labubu, maybe the next
Yeah.
doll will or toy will come out
Like, do
to
we
put on your
think
bag.
it's the new Beanie Baby,
Yes.
Hello Kitty, like, or do you think it's a fad? I already
Well,
think that less people are wearing them.
I don't know. I never uh, you kept telling me mommy's wasn't real because the feet didn't move or something.
Well, there's Lafufus, like the
Right.
fake ones that people are making because it's so hard to get a
I
Labubu.
was just gonna say I wanted one and then you couldn't get it. Now I'm over it because I don't even know where I'd put the
That's so
Labubu.
interesting. I feel like the reason people wanted them was the exclusivity that it was hard to get
Oh,
them.
really?
In
Okay.
my or that's why I wanted one. I was
Okay.
like,
Mommy dressed hers up cute.
so did I.
Oh, you put
Mine
your
has a
clothes.
little Prada outfit. It's not real Prada, it's Amazon, but
It looks very cute.
I also feel like Times Square
Oh,
is an
well, that's terrible.
interesting choice
Well, that's the place to be because
for a
those are where the tourist
flagship.
comes.
Yeah,
The tourist comes like the M&M store or like any of
right.
these big things. That's the place to be. I have to tell you, we went to theater, just a little side thing. Went to see a show on
We saw
Saturday.
Jeff Ross's show, which is
Correct, who had been on our podcast,
yeah.
and he's a wonderful man. And I laughed like the devil. Of course, Kimmy's
Yeah,
seen it
you
3
were
times. I
laughing.
liked it. I mean, a lot of it was very sad, and I understood it, but he had some very, very clever jokes. I
Yeah,
love the
it's
thing with the
totally our
dog.
humor.
It's yeah, it was great, but that wasn't the thing. To
It'll be on
go to
Netflix soon too.
right, to go to Times Square at any time is a test of your stamina.
Yeah.
It's I almost and I love the theater, but it's impossible. I got somebody got out of a cab as I was going as we were going home, and I think I almost ran over the person to get in it.
Yeah,
And
it's
you didn't get
stressful.
one. You didn't
I
get
walked
one. You
home because
yeah.
it was like there
It
was
was
nothing.
there's nothing. So it's very difficult. You have to have patience now. This goes back to Paris to London. You have to where all these cities are just inundated with people.
Yeah. Um, I saw a show last night off Broadway in the
Right.
West Village. Perfect
Oh
location.
yeah, well
Like you
that's
could walk. It's in. I mean, it's of course a small theater.
small
It's not
theater.
Broadway. It was Dylan Mulvaney's show. Who, if people don't follow her online, I mean, she's 9 million plus followers, but
So at least 9 million people are following
incredible
her.
like story and so much fun. But yeah, it's just such a different experience to do
Yeah.
off Broadway.
Yeah, but I don't think all these tourists are going off Broadway.
No. Um. Okay, quickly the rewind. What are you watching on TV right now?
I'm watching Hidden Assets, which Poppy and I love. It's of course, a murder
Of
that
course.
takes place in Belgium and Ireland. They're 2 sets of detectives, and it's a long case with terrorism and all this stuff. We love it.
Do you
And
always watch those together? You don't have any on your
no,
own?
well, we usually watch those together because we both like them.
Because in
Uh,
the morning you watch the news.
morning we
So it's
watch.
really
I don't.
just at
It's
night
at
and then
night.
you'll watch together.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, unless he's watching. I mean, this weekend we were doing things because they were glued to the set. All the guys watching the Ryder Cup, which we eventually did a little better than we thought we were going to do. Because
Mhm.
Saturday it was almost a rout. By Sunday, the guys got a little closer. And a shout out to the European and the American teams. They both conducted themselves properly. I think some of the crowd were a little obnoxious, and that somehow that bothers me. sportsmanship. These guys are playing for their countries. They're all very
What were
successful.
they doing, like, booing?
They were nasty,
I didn't
and
watch.
I don't think that's nice. There was an article in the one of the papers this
Interesting.
morning talking about it. If you go to one of these sports things, do it in the spirit that the sport is. This is it's you don't see the athletes acting like that, and the fans shouldn't be either.
Mhm. Um, do you feel like when there's shows that everybody is talking about, that you feel left out if you're not watching it?
I don't really care what anybody else does. You know
I
me.
figured you would say that.
I dance to my own tune.
I love being part of the cultural zeitgeist, like, if everyone at dinner's talking about something, I wanna
Right.
pop in with my opinion, and, like, so I watch everything.
Okay.
Um, right now,
What do you watch?
mainly, Love Island
Oh,
Games.
again with that Love
Well, there's
Island.
just so many seasons,
Okay. Well, that's why they're doing it,
it's
because
so
people
good.
like you and your friends are all watching it.
Yeah,
That
and, with Love Island Games, it's basically like they're playing they're doing, like, challenges like, you
okay,
would on, I
on
don't
a
know,
show.
one of those, not Survivor, but,
Right. Challenges of
like,
sport,
like,
athletic sports,
challenges,
right.
as well as, like, coupling
Okay.
up and everything.
Well, that's fun.
Um, and then still watching Only Murders in the Building, but it's so hard because you can't binge it, so I'm, like,
Right.
week to week. Did you watch last week?
No. I watch them together, but
You
they're
wait
not
for
re
it to
I wait for it
binge?
to get a whole season,
Okay.
but they're wonderful. They're
Oh, that
wonderful, I
show is
enjoy
so
it. Yeah,
funny.
it's so great.
Um, okay, let's do Ask Grandma Anything. A quick round of the questions that you all wrote in on Instagram. Grandma's looking at her watch. She's
Oh,
like, "We're going over."
we're going over because nobody's gonna wanna listen to us so long, Kim.
Okay, how do you feel about Oh, we answered this. Okay, next question. When and where were you not able to stop laughing together?
Who? You
Us.
and I?
When
You
were we not able to stop laughing? Like in it. What are you confused about?
I don't know what that's about. What do you
What
mean?
what situation have we been in that we couldn't stop laughing? It was so funny.
I don't remember anything. Couldn't we stop laughing? I haven't found anything that you thought was
I
that funny.
maybe like I feel like when we have to do some certain ads and stuff,
Oh,
and
well,
then it's
because
like
it gets so ridiculous.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
well,
sometimes it's like they want exact wording and you're like, can't get it
we
right.
can't get it. We can't get it because we can't first we can't read the script, and then we start messing up the words.
That's why I'm like, my favorite partnerships are the ones that like they let us take control,
Yeah, and those are the most successful too.
Yeah. Um, someone said, "What can I do to feel and look more feminine?"
Oh my gosh, don't worry. Please stop worrying. I'm sure you look beautiful. Put on, I don't know, maybe put on a ruffled blouse or don't wear a dark t-shirt. Wear something like soft and pink or light blue. Don't worry about it. I mean, honestly, however you look, be comfortable in your own body and the way you look. Don't worry about four other girlfriends that are wearing certain things. It doesn't matter.
Love that answer. Um, how much has the popularity and recognition changed the two of you?
I don't think it's changed us at all.
No.
I don't think it's changed us at all, except that we're wearing, today, if anybody's looking, I've done a cataract procedure on, and so I'm not wearing any eye makeup. Kim says nobody even notices it.
I
But
literally cannot
if
tell.
you notice it, that's why I'm not wearing eye makeup. And then next week I have to do it again. So it's an endless moment of doing drops. That's the only
But
thing
like take
for
your
all those out there who are going to do it. It's a wonderful procedure. I'm now seeing terrifically out of the left eye, but it is a thing about drops. I've never taken so many eye drops in my life.
Yeah, it's funny because as I said, I don't think anyone really realizes you're not wearing eye makeup
But
except
I
for you.
do.
But when we were walking around Soho yesterday,
Oh,
everyone was like stopping us and saying hi, and you were like, "I'm not wearing makeup," and they were like, "I don't
they
care,"
didn't
or and I
care.
don't
They
know.
don't really
Yeah,
care. I don't know why I've been fussing with all
yeah,
this makeup.
exactly. Okay, another great episode of Excuse My Grandma. Remember to click those three dots, rate and follow the show. If you don't already follow us on social media, it's Excuse My Grandma. My personal is Kim Merstein. We'll see you next week.
Bye.